I got a serious question to ask because I was actually rating their thing, and the fans kind of gaslighted me. I thought this team was going to be cooking something different, and it's still early, but the signs that I'm seeing right now, they might not be cooking. I'm talking about in the league specifically. Are Chelsea overhyped? I'll try break it down as best as I can. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Without any further ado, let's get into this one because obviously last season they got top four on the last day of the season. Then they won the Conference League. They won the Conference League, training against Real Betis, and they managed to turn it around to win the first trophy under Enzo Maresca and under Todd Bowley. And then they went on to win the Club World Cup. People say it's a Mickey Mouse trophy. People say they didn't really play anyone. But when you're beating the best team in the world by a countryman and PSG in that fashion, you need your respects in it. And that's what Chelsea done, and they won the trophy. And people have said that game has clouded people's judgment on Chelsea. That was like a one-off. Like the Chelsea prop after that game was a bit too much. I was like, nah, man, because if you're beating a PSG team like that with the squad that you have that is developing, we'll touch on the squad later on because I feel like the recruitment has been a bit iffy, but the squad that they're developing in terms of young players improving and also performing in big games like that. I was thinking this upcoming season, expectations should be high for Chelsea. Go far in the Champions League, go far in other domestic trophies, as well as going in far in terms of challenging for the league. And I had high hopes for Chelsea. The transfer window, I'll speak more on that in a bit, but as soon as the season started, the performances hasn't been there. Don't get me wrong, they've won against Crystal Palace, they won against Fulham, and they drew against Crystal Palace, they beat West Ham and they beat Fulham. You understand? Fulham was a bit fortunate, but they still got the win. But then they drew to Brentford performances. In the second half, they actually peppered Brentford, but in the first half, poor. And also the game the other day, they lost to Manchester United, one of the worst Manchester United teams in their history, and they lost to them. I feel like they deserve to lose that game because they were awful, Chelsea. So I'm thinking the performances that I'm seeing, especially in the first half, Chelsea might not challenge for the league, and I'm gonna have to retract that statement. And why? Why they're not challenging for the league? Like under Todd Bowley, let me see if I can get it up. I don't know if this is the right statistics, but let's just say since Todd Bowley took over in May 2022, they spent a billion plus. Let's be honest, they have, didn't it? And the players that they brought in. Oh damn! Let me see if I can switch this. Hold on. Yeah, the players that they brought in, given the funds that they've spent on, has been questionable. Granted, they've been making sales. Let's not get it twisted. They've been making a lot of sales, so it does balance the books. You understand? So for all the Chelsea fans are trying to come at me saying I'm not adding in context, I am adding in context in it. They have made some sales, but at the same time, the players that you brought in, the issue is actually not what you spent; it's how you spent it on the players that you have. You understand? That's what I'm trying to get into, because if you look at the players that they have in their disposal right now, let me see the Chelsea squad. I'm not even going to talk about the signings that Chelsea have made. I'm talking about Chelsea's squad because I'm talking about this version of Chelsea right now. So the likes of Raheem Sterling that played when that, I'm not counting them in it. So obviously the players that they got Tosin, who played for Fulham. Is that a Premier League challenging defender? Is that a Champions League level quality? No, he's not. Cucurella, yeah, he started off slow, but he came into his own, and Cucurella is definitely a Champions League level left back. Chalobah, I like Chalobah. I think he's a good defender, but he's not Chelsea quality. And Disasi, disaster. Pedro Neto, again, I like Pedro Neto, but people are not really feeling him, call him inconsistent. So is that a good buy? People have question marks. Reece James, obviously, Champions League quality. Mudryk, disaster. Fofana, injuries. Robert Sanchez, another thing about Robert Sanchez. You had a chance to get a goalkeeper like Mike Maignan, I actually tried to pursue Donnarumma. You didn't do that. You was happy with Robert Sanchez as first choice. That tells me everything I need to know about Chelsea's ambitions as well as Chelsea in terms of what they're trying to achieve. Because I'm sorry, having Robert Sanchez your first choice goalkeeper, you ain't gonna get far. Let's be honest. Enzo Fernandez, again, question marks around him. Has he lived up to the price tag? Has he even lived up to a £70 million player, let alone 105 million? João Pedro, good signing. Cole Palmer, wicked signing. Caicedo, good signing. Very good signing. Liam Delap, obviously still early. Levi Colwill, unlucky with his injury. Obviously, Nicholas Jackson, he's on loan. Lavia, injuries, Gittins. Like, there's a common theme about Chelsea in terms of the squad that they have right now. You know what it is? Like, you can tell they're trying to bring in young players and develop them into having the best young squad in world football. And that's fine. But the players that you're bringing in, do they have the potential to hit that quality? Are they at that quality right now? In my humble opinion, a lot of them are not. Because Chelsea at this stage right now, 4 seasons into Todd Bowley's reign, spending how much? Yes, raising sales, but also making recruitment, making signings that you think is going to help them elevate to a different level, they should be challenging for the league. They should be challenging for the league. And in my humble opinion, after what I'm seeing, yes, it's still early, but I think I've made my mind up. To be honest, that performance against Manchester United, the one of the worst Manchester United teams of all time. Yes, it's one game, but I'm sorry, performances like that have not been like it's not a one-off. We've been seeing these performances since the season started. Obviously midweek against Bayern, the defeat as well. Like I don't know, man. Like I've been gaslighted by Chelsea. I've been gaslighted, bro. I genuinely thought they was about to do some serious things, and I genuinely do believe now. I don't think they're on that timing in the Premier League. Obviously, in the Champions League, they don't really. Most of their players are not Champions League level quality. Obviously, domestically, I think they're going to pick up either a Carabao or a FA Cup, maybe both. So you could say they're still winning trophies. That's what a big club like Chelsea should be doing. They shouldn't be going to this project, process. Give players time in that. They should be buying ready-made players to make sure they give them the best platform, the best possible chance of winning the big trophies. You understand? And their recruitment over the last couple of years have been questionable, and it does have a massive part to play as to why they don't look convincing as title challengers. I genuinely believe that. So you know what it is like. The reason why I'm speaking. People think I'm criticizing Chelsea. Yes, I am criticizing Chelsea because the Chelsea I grew up on, they were challenging. They were challenging for trophies, Champions League, Premier League. They used to sack managers left, right, and centre, get the best manager available, and they used to win trophies. They used to again win Premier Leagues. You understand? Like they got 5 Premier League titles, bro, to their name. 5 Premier League titles, bro. And the sides that they won the Premier League, they're pretty good sides, bro. Some of the greatest teams you'll see in the Premier League. You understand? So the Chelsea that I grew up hating because they were so good and they was winning trophies left, right, and centre, challenging for the league. I'm not seeing that now. Now I'm happy about that, but at the same time, though, I feel like the standards needs to be raised. I'm not even getting on to Maresca, because I'm just talking about Chelsea's strategies from recruitment. Because I think that's the major problem here, because they're not buying the players that I think should elevate them. You could say Maresca wanted some of these players, but also Maresca didn't want some of these players. And it's not just Maresca, it's Mauricio Pochettino before him. So you get it. I just feel like the recruitment thing is a big problem as to why Chelsea are not at the stage where they should be. You understand? But hey, that's just my opinion. Are Chelsea overhyped? In terms of players, there's some good players, don't get me wrong, but some of them are not up to the level. And the way Chelsea fans was talking, you have to say they are overhyped. Now, that could change in terms of performances, but what I'm seeing, and that does fall on the manager in terms of the way his sides are playing, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just feel like Chelsea fans, even I actually believe that they was going to be cooking something different, playing champagne football, putting teams to the sword, players rising to the occasion, world-class status. They haven't really done that so far. So, yeah, man, that's just my take on it. Let me know down in the comments below, are Chelsea overhyped? Did we gas them too early? And until then, thank you guys for watching. Obviously, tell them, make sure you come on, man. And until then, I'm out.